Do you know about consumer right? Consumer. Who are consumer? Okay, who is a consumer? Consumer means a person who can consume. Okay, as food. Okay, suppose let's suppose here. First of all, we are going to talk about the consumer right. This is our topic, and this chapter is in economic subject. Okay, consumer rights. About consumer rights we will discuss in details. Okay, information about consumer rights we will understand with full information. So rights, this is rights. Okay, and when we people say what rights, rights to education, rights to a speech, like this we say such such in such a way. When we say, so when then we think what this is mentioned in Indian Constitution. This is this are our rights. Absolutely, this will be our rights, and this is our rights, and this consumer rights is mentioned in our Indian Constitution, in India, Indian Constitution. Okay. So this topic will be important, and you can say what this will link with Indian Constitution. Not completely, but some information will link. So let's understand about consumer words. Rights means consumer words. This will be person. Consumer will be person. Person who can consume something. Suppose let's suppose this pen I am using. Okay. So in other side we say but this pen I am consuming. I am consuming this pen. And whereas when I go to the shopkeeper to purchase what rice, then why rice? What do we do? Rice to cook food. So absolutely cook will we will consume rice. So here, first of all, we are clear what consumers is people. People who can consume. Absolutely, we can consume. We people can consume. I can consume. You can consume. Okay, and you are consuming. I am consuming. After sometimes I will consume something. Suppose that will be related to foods. That will be related to physical materials. Let's suppose I am here. What this marker I am consuming. According to time when I will lunch, dinner, as such as we say night dinner food. So here food I will be consuming. Okay, dinner in a dinner in a night I will be consuming what food. So food here what our material that I am consuming. Okay. So why about our consumer whatever we consume? So why is they should mention here? This is saying what this is your rights. Now you will not face any barrier to access foods with material to access product whatever you want and with quality. Okay, at affordable price and price of materials. Some price of some materials will be fixed. Okay, so here you have rights. You have these rights now. According to these rights, nobody will discriminate with any person in purchasing, and you can say, or in selling material. So don't worry about it. Definition. Don't worry about the definition of a consumer. Here, whatever you are looking, these are related to consumer word, consumer information. So let's understand further. Moving on, we participate in the market. Absolutely, uh, we uh, we go in market where is available what food, vegetables, clothes soap, and sweets soap. There are a lot of shops which are in market. So we take, and everybody take participate. Everybody participate in the market, whatever they want to purchase. So we participate in the market both as producers and consumers. So producers means what? Consumers, as we know, what when we consume something, when we consume goods and service. Okay, here I am teaching you, and you are consuming what education. You are consuming education. So this is what. So you are consumer. I am producer. I am producing. I am producing. I am producing what service? Teaching service. Clear. So producers who are who will produce what service or good, service or good, that will be good. Okay, person that will be this person who are selling or purchasing, no, who are selling, who are producing, that is what producer. Okay. So here in this sentence there is clear point what we take in the we participate in the market both as a producer as a consumer. When we suppose you are shopkeeper, you have own your business. So in your market you will be what? Producer. Whereas public is coming to purchase or selling, purchase or sell. So public will be consumer. Person who are producing, so this that will be, which will be what? Producers. So here owner of shop, that will be what? That will be producer. Whereas person who are purchasing, this will be consumer. When this person who are purchasing, this person will purchase. After purchasing materials, when this person will consume to this same material, then it will be known as, there will be known as consumer person. So here in the market there are two types of a person who are producers and consumers. Consumers participate in the market when they purchase goods and services that they need. Obviously, consumer will come in the market. Why? Because consumer wants to purchase goods or service. That's why consumer will come. Okay. After purchasing, consumer will consume to their product, to their service. Then that person will be known as consumer. These are the final goods. These are the final goods where, yeah, Here, definition of final goods will be what? Consumer. When goods and service are ready to consume. When goods and service are to ready to what consume, then that will be known as what final goods. Whereas when we say final goods, then in our it comes what intermediate good. So intermediate good is what? Intermediate good is when something is getting ready in factors, not in market. Materials are available in market that will be what that will able to consume. Okay, consume. Whereas something products are getting ready that will be in factors to add more materials, whatever will be requirement, whatever will be requirement in a making product. Okay. About intermediate goods, we understood a small information of intermediate good or service. Okay. But whereas a special topic will come of intermediate good, that will come in topic of GDP. Okay, then we can understand in details. So we are moving to next sentence is, these are the final goods, uh, goods and service. Uh, producers are producing materials, that is what final goods. Purchasing, consumers are consuming, that is what final good. That is what final good. Okay, these are the final goods that people as consumer use. Okay, that people as consumer use. That's it. Absolutely. Rules and regulations will be applied in market, in a nation, in an area. Now there is a coming point, there is coming important point related to consumer rights. Rules and regulations are required for the protection of the consumers. Consumer is purchasing something after checking to their product. In product is what you can say, product is their product is what their product is uh, with on quantity. So here consumers rights will come in help of consumer. That's why rules and regulations are requirement for the protection of the consumers' rights, consumers in the marketplace. Okay, this is related to goods and services, where producer will produce materials as a seller portion, whereas consumers will purchase as a purchasing as a consumer portion. Individual consumers often find themselves in a weak position before this applying consumer rights in our India, in our nation. There were still among people, but discrimination, you can say, not a discrimination uh, discrimination between goods and service. Means here, consumer person feel, felt, but we can't do right now. Okay, after this purchasing material. So such a situation had happened in past time before this applying rights. Their position usually is, if you didn't like whatever you bought, let's go elsewhere. So here you are looking this sentence means this like this such a sentence who say such a statement who may say our shopkeeper. When consumer will not have this right, then here power of producer will be increased. So consumers often find themselves in a big position. Their position usually is shopkeeper said what shopkeeper said what if you didn't like what you bought, so go please elsewhere. As if the seller has no responsibility once a sale is completed. Okay, means means in the market, producer have no responsibility. As if producers have no responsibility in this solution, in this situation, in this problem. Okay. Here, shopkeeper producer will be responsible. Why? Because consumer bought from their shops, and after checking in consumer room, consumer saw what product with unquality. Okay, product whatever consumer want, so this was not that product what consumer want. So here obviously consumer uh, where their product bought, so that producer will be responsible or not. Obviously producer will be responsible. So here in our recent time, producer didn't understand after purchasing, didn't understand the uh, point of consumer after selling. So this was problem. Okay, in a sentence, in a statement, we can say this was problem. That's why these rights were were brave were brave. Exploitation in marketplace, weird mismanagement, sale of defective goods. This was a problem. You can see there are different types of problem in purchasing material. So here, exploitation in market, what are weird investment? There were same weird mismanagement in materials in market. Sale of defective goods. That is said what waste goods. So this was a problem. Such problem were seen. Then after this problem, after few months, you can say after few years, our government thought, what now we need to make policies. Means now we need to take a decision to public in the regarding of market, in the regarding of a consumer. Markets do not work in fair manner. Whatever work of markets person was, so markets don't work in their manner, whatever whatever they had a responsibility. They had a responsibility. So responsibility of a producer don't obey, they don't obey. Markets do not work in a fair manner. Producers are few and powerful. Consumer purchase in a small quantities. Why? When consumer will feel bad in market, then absolutely consumer will purchase a small quantities. Why consumer will want to what to go in deficit? Okay, in a deficit. Here you are looking in a market producers that are in fruits. And if this will be pure, automatically this will be powerful. When such this problem will increase, here producers are becoming powerful. Why? Why? Because the producer are selling their products at high cost, such like this problem maybe producer were selling with high quality, with high rate, with unqualified. Okay. So obviously producer will have powerful as compared to consumer. So here the power of a producer and the power of a consumer should be same. There should not be discrimination between producers and consumers. Then our markets will be in then our markets will work in a fair manner. Then our markets will be in fair manner. When producer will work as a responsibility person, and whereas consumer, when consumer will feel better in market when we go to purchase, when consumer will feel whatever consumer is purchasing, and uh, what the price of product is fixed, and there are fixed price of materials. There are some materials that are fixed price, that are fixed price. Okay. Okay. So here producers don't need to be powerful when consumer will powerful without unnecessary. because the producers are becoming powerful because of this reason. Okay, producer can be powerful, but here producer don't need to provide what unquality product and here like this like this such problems should not be done by producers. Okay, because in the market there are two types of people. Apart from this, who people will come, who people in problem. Apart from these people, who will in who else in problem will be in problem. Apart from this, large companies usually use exploitation practice. About it, let's see. Meaning of this sentence is what such this problem will will continue, then obviously large companies will think as powerful. Large companies will treat as exploitation. So here our product where from are coming from large companies products are coming. So false information is supplied to consumer. Here we see what print of price in material is fixed already. So here false information is supplied to consumers from large companies. Hence, the consumers and their rights have to be protected through rules and regulations. When among people in public there are what uh, there are applied consumer rights, but any rights, so rights rules should be with the rules and regulations. Then that rights will be what will be considered as a constitution, Indian constitution, as a constitutional. So here we understood one thing: what if false information will be supplied to public, then obviously public will be consumed, will be confused. Okay. From upper information is supplied, false information is supplied to public. So here absolutely public will be confused and public maybe uh, do maybe do violate. Hence the consumers and their rights. Okay. That's why consumers and their rights have to be protected through rules and regulations. So from here till here, this was answered why should protect consumer rights. Why should protect consumer rights through rules and regulations. Next is right to safety. Right to safety. Now about it we will be understanding. There are many goods, okay, there are many goods and services that we purchase, okay, that we purchase that require a special attention to safety. To safety. So here there is one sentence about a right to safety. In the next slide, we will be discussing about a right to safety. But apart from that, uh, after that, let's understand about this sentence. There are many goods, service, yeah, in a market, in a nation. There are a lot of goods and services that we purchase that produces produce goods and services to people. So here, goods and services that we people purchase that require a special attention to safety. Okay. Here, to be safety, here public should be public will be public will have here about the safety. Let's understand in the next slide. So we need to remember this sentence. Whatever goods or services we purchase that require a special attention to safety. So we will understand about it in the next slide. From here we are clear. In the next slide, let's see whatever will come. We were discussing about right to safety. That was half information in previous slide. Now you are looking right to safety, right to choose. That is in consumer rights. Okay. So let's understand about a right to safety. What is said in right to safety? There are many goods and services that we are purchasing, other people are purchasing, that we purchase. Okay. That require that we purchase that require a special attention to safety. Means people should be should be safe in their way. People will think about their safety. Okay. But whereas here in consumer rights there is mention about right to safety. Means here about goods and services will be safe during purchasing and selling. Okay. Users means consumers. Users needs to be informed about the same. Means information of their economy, information of their market, what is happening in their market, what happened. So about this people need to be informed. Okay. People should be informed about their market. The government, because in market we go per day, you can say, if a market is there near to your house, to your village, then obviously family members will go within 2 days, 3 days. This is work. Okay. So here that is one point. What to be informed about our market. What happened? What is rule in your market? Okay. The government or the authorities has to ensure that the quality is maintained. Okay. Whatever quality means prices will be low. Prices will be low of prices of material will be low. Then here government will announce to public through newspaper, through newspaper, our government will announce what prices. So here in government department there will be officers who will announce, who will decide the price of materials. Then by permission of government will be announced in public, on public. So here government authorities has to ensure what quality is, that quality is maintained. Right to be informed, right to be informed. So every person who have right to information, every person have a right to information. Here person wants to know about material, about something material, then person can know. Okay, because information is safety. Information is a safety. Through information, from extreme challenges, from extreme disease, we can save. So information that is compulsory among people. The users have the right to be informed about the goods and services they buy. The users have the right to information. Now only users need to do one thing, what? To use of right to information, to use right to safety, to use what? Rights of right to choose. Okay, the users have the rights to be informed about the goods and services they buy. Wherever there are market, consumer is going to purchase, and now consumer want to know the information about something product. Then here consumer will not be wrong when someone person will not provide information. Okay, producer will be wrong, producer will be innocent, producer will be wrong, because here producer will provide information about their product to consumer. When consumer will ask what is this, what are found in this material, what is price of this material, so here who will provide information? Producers. Okay, the expiry date and MSP, whatever we see on product. Now we are looking what expiry date, MSP on product, on materials. So here by government it is said, it is being said what? The expiry date and MSP must be printed on product, and today we are looking the result of these consumer rights. Are you looking what? These are features of consumer rights. Okay, after coming consumer rights among people, what have changed, what have they changed, what have their improvement among people? There have improvement a lot of among people. Here there is no discrimination between producers and consumers. There is no unbalance between producers and consumers. Because why I am saying about only two person, that is one side, in one side producer, and that one side, in one side consumer. Because they in the market there are found two types of people, that is producers, and second is who, consumer. Okay, so this all, I hope, I think this all work is being done in today, in present time. Right to choose, the consumers have the right to choice. Means here, consumer whatever want, consumer whatever wants to select, to choice. So here government, here consumer will select. There will be no barrier to select. Okay, so okay, this is what, this is meaning of right to choice. The consumers cannot be forced to buy anything. Okay, to buy anything. Here depending on a consumer will be purchased materials. Okay, will be purchased materials. There cannot be forced to buy anything. Consumer cannot be forced to buy anything. If a consumer will be agree to purchase something, then okay, producer can give with cash, as cash. They must be given the option to select among the choice. And today we are looking in market what, when we go in market, let's suppose when we go in cloth shop, and we say what, we want a shirt. Okay, shirt. So please show us. So here shop producer will show you what shirt. And here, if you are not getting like this cloth, then you can say what other, apart from this other shirt show us. Okay, show us. So here absolutely producer will show to you clearly. So in market there will be seen what option to select among the choice. How to become well informed, how to become, and this will be compulsory for everyone, to all. We have to acquire knowledge about what we are buying, opting among the choice. So here we have to acquire knowledge about our market. Okay, and also whatever is happening related to economy, related to markets. So here we need to be what, here we need to acquire knowledge as far as possible, as much as possible, as much. Awareness is created among the consumers. When awareness should spread here to become well informed. So here awareness will be compulsory. Awareness will come when among people. Awareness should be spread, then people can become well informed. Awareness will be lack then obviously, absolutely, consumer will not know what is the price of material, what is the price of rations in market. Without awareness, consumer will think, what will think, okay. Exercising our rights during buying and selling. So all these rights should be applied during selling and purchasing, okay, should be applied. That will be known as exercising our rights during buying and selling. So here we saw that was about right. First of all, right to safety. Then second was what, right to inform. Then third was right to choice. Then fourth is no. Fourth was question, how to become well informed. So through acquired knowledge can be become well informed. Through awareness can be become well informed. And when this exercising will be applied, then something information will go to people, okay. From here till here we are clear. In the next slide, let's see what happens. Whatever will come, then about that we will discuss in details. Apart from this, let's see in details. We will discuss Indian economy. In past time, what had happened, about that we will understand. So topic is Indian economy on the eve of independence. On the eve of independence, what had happened in our country related to Indian economy? Okay. So here, you can say our past history, but in the context of Indian economy, we will be discussing. What was this status of Indian economy before independence? What was the status of Indian economy? Here completely history of India we are not talking. We are talking about what history of the Indian economy. Okay, what was the status in history about Indian economy? So this is question answer. This answer of this question. The British rule lasted in India for almost 2 decades. 2 decades, you can say 200 years. Okay, 200 years, 2 decades. I don't know, but I think so. Okay, and the British ruled in India for almost 2 decades. India became a mere supplier of raw materials to Great Britain. Means here our India had become a supplier of raw materials. Means our raw materials were supplied in Britain country to Great Britain, not to Great India. Okay, India had become a supplier of raw materials. So our raw materials was main source in our country from which we could have done a lot of things through raw materials. But raw materials were sending into other country, that is Britain. So thought Britain thought what we need to build our country. So here first of all we will do one thing, what from India country, uh, from India country there will be said to India people what to supply raw materials in our country, and then gradually Britain become a great country. Great Britain was rapidly expanding its modern industrial base. Then, through supplying of raw materials, Britain became what development country. But through our materials, Great Britain country became development country. Okay, in Britain country have improvement through our raw materials, and the Britain country what took place of industrial base of modern industrial. The exploitative nature of these whatever are provided raw materials into Britain from India country. So this was happening what exploitative nature. The exploitative nature of this has to be understood to assess how India as an economy grew. Okay. Means here, if raw materials were in India, then gradually our India country would become what would become great country, development country in our history time. Today India is development at in India work. Low level of economic development under the colonial rule. Then this rule came in India. That is what? Colonial rule. First, British rule came into picture in our country. In such a way, our this Britain destroyed to our country. Through our raw materials, Britain built to themselves countries. Okay. Instead of developing India country, rather than developing India country. Apart from agriculture, various manufacturing activities existed in our country. Okay, in our country. Apart from agriculture. So this was related to agriculture. Now what we are looking, apart from agriculture, raw materials were imported. Imported means import export. When we something when we something we are taking from other country, that is known as what? Export. Okay. So here our country was what? Import country. Here in our country, raw material was in our country was raw material, and raw material was what imported into imported into import into Britain country. Low level of economic development under the colonial rule. Apart from agriculture, there are various manufacturing activities existed, such as handicrafts across cotton, silk and metal among other existed. These products had a market worldwide. Okay, had a market worldwide. One day, our products had a market worldwide, but gradually uh, such things, such product were destroyed. Textile industries in Bengal. Textile, that is related to cloth, cotton. Textile industries in Bengal. Let's understand about it. The British were concerned with the production and promotion of their nation. Means here British thought what to their nation. British thought to their nation growth, to their growth of nation. Okay, not rather than growth of India country. So here production were protected. So British country were protected. British country were promoted in British rule. This transformed India into supplier of raw material. In this time, our India was known as supplier supplier of raw materials. Okay, on this time, in a rule of British rule, our India was supplier raw materials to other country. This transformed India into supplier of raw materials means work of India's people was what to provide raw materials into other countries. Without what only we can provide, not we can achieve. Okay, we can buy, we can purchase from other country. No. Britain a consumer of finished goods means here supplier of raw materials were supplied in Britain, especially in Britain, and Britain was consumer of finished goods. Britain was consumer. So here blame who will be? Here who will be doing wrong? Britain people. There was no focus on India's growth, India's development, particularly on the per capita and national income. That is known as GDP, a special economy for a nation. There was only one problem. What? There were no focused on India's growth, on India's development. Okay, this was main problem. And here only we could have done what? uh, supply to raw materials in Britain country. And here Britain people of Britain country didn't think about the growth of India, about the development of India. The agriculture sector, okay, the agriculture sector, India was an agrarian economy, okay. 85% of the population lived in rural areas. They derived their income from farming. The agriculture productivity become low. This problem came into picture in British rule. Okay. Sector in agriculture. In agriculture sector, productivity became low. Okay. Whereas people were earning from farming, from agriculture. So here agriculture food will be provided in other country instead of exported. Means only we can provide, then it will be what, useless to a nation. Okay. And here you can see 85% of the population lived in rural areas. So 50% was urban areas. So here who were affected by British rule? 85% of the population were affected by British rule. British people were doing wrong with Indian people. That's why today we blame to people of Britain country. The area under cultivation expanded. Okay, expanded. In this slide, we saw what about status of Indian economy in before independence. This was a situation of Indian people. In India, 85 in India lived 85% people in rural. 85% of the population lived in rural areas, and especially these people were affected by British rule. And whereas our colonial rule came into picture, that was low level of economic development, and this low level of economic development was under the colonial rule. And here we saw that what India was an agrarian economy, but when this type of problem was coming, then our productivity of India country was getting low. Apart from this, whatever will come in the next slide, we will discuss with full information and details. Let's see what happens, whatever will come, we will discuss. Okay. Why did the agriculture sector? Why? We were discussing about status of Indian economy, and now why did the agriculture sector? Due to Jamindari system, like this happened in our history with the agriculture sector. The profit accruing out of the agriculture sector went to the Jamindar instead of the cultivators. Means here profit who are making, profit cultivators person are making earn. But whereas here money is going to the zamindar instead of the cultivator. So obviously agriculture will destroy agriculture. What This system, there was this system, low level of technology. In history time, there was a low level type of technology, lack of irrigation that is used to supply water in agriculture land, and in a word that is known as what irrigation. So there was lack of irrigation, and whereas lack of uses of fertilizers. Okay, so here this was problem, and this is answer of this question. Means a profit occurring out of the agriculture, whatever was coming from whatever was coming profit from agriculture. So this profit was going to the zamindars instead of cultivators. Means here cultivators were able to achieve their payment. But as we are looking what so there was low levels of technology, but gradually in technology field, this technology technology related to agriculture, whatever are used in agriculture land, whatever technology are used in agriculture. So gradually, slowly, technology came into picture in our country, and then slowly in technology field improvement. Whereas without irrigation, there was impossible to find out output. There was impossible output to be output from the agriculture. Irrigation, fertilizers, technology, and materials for agriculture. This was major elements, you can say, and without this agriculture, to do agriculture will be incomplete, will be impossible. The industrial sector, agriculture sector, that is known as what primary sector, whereas industrial sector where happens activities, a sound base could not be developed. Okay, a sound base could not be developed. Means in history time, status of industrial sector was what means sound was what high, at a high level of industrial sector. There was no improvement in sound of industrial sector. The handicraft industries also declined. Okay. Handicraft means here that we need to know about word, definition of a word, something definition of a word. The handicraft industries also decline. Okay, handicraft means through hand work are worked. Okay, work are worked. So through hand there are worked from hand. It will be known as that work will be known as what? A handicraft. Means through hand there is a working as a what, as a work, as a employment. So this work will be known as a handicraft. Without a hand, that is said what, machines, industrial. Without a hand, that will be not, that will not be known as handicraft. Here hand word is coming, so that's why it is said what, through help of hand work is worked, it will be known as handicraft. Okay. Now how? Okay. India underwent a day in industrialization. Means this was hazardous, this was dangerous to be deindustrialization. So one day our India country underwent a deindustrialization. Let's understand how. India became a market for the finished goods produced in England. One day, this was continued to provide raw materials in England. This was continued, and in such a way, our India became a market for a special for England, a special for Britain country, where England can finish, where people of England can finish, and here finished final good wasn't. Implication: massive unemployment. Imports from Britain increased. Means this already there was problem, but then gradually more problem has increased. For example, massive unemployment means massive when it is said, when is it said, when at a higher level. Massive means at a higher level, with a category, with organization, people are getting unemployment. With category, people are getting unemployment. Then massive word is used to say, massive word is used to say when we explain category group. Okay, category group. Massive employment have increased. Imports from Britain increased. Means there was already what, India was supplier of raw materials. That is said what, exports. Means from our country we are making, that is known as import, and from our country we are selling into another country, that is known as export. Okay, so here we can say without any profit there are provided what, raw materials in England country, in Britain country, without profit. Okay, this was main problem, this was extreme problem. Progress of India, imports from Britain increased. Progress of India slowed down further, slow down. Industrial expansion, cotton and jute industries developed because this was related to raw materials. When raw materials were exported in England country and Britain country, then this type of industries had developed. Cotton was seen mainly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. From Gujarat and Maharashtra state cotton was sent into cotton was provided in England country, in Britain country. Jute was seen mainly in the Bengal region, and also jute, that is related to raw material, that is said what agriculture. So this type of agriculture are done in some region, in some state, that we are studying about what state where cotton and agriculture, cotton and jute agriculture are done. So jute was seen mainly in the Bengal region, and from here our jute was what imported, exported into in England, in Britain. Sugar, cement and paper industries also grew. This type of industries also grew. Means here in Britain, in England, industries have increased. Development of industries had increased. In industries had improvement. When raw materials are provided in England, in Britain from India country. Okay. If these raw materials were used in our country, then obviously, absolutely, in our country, some industries would be grow. Foreign trade, to trade, but in foreign. India was an important trading nation since ancient times. India, this was important trading nation since ancient times, before independence. Okay, India already was important trading nation. Apart from this, whatever will come in the next slide, we will be discussing in details. Apart from this, from here till here we are clear. Let's see what happens in the next slide. Whatever will come, then we will discuss in details. This is last slide. This is last slide. British rule affected the structure. For example, railways. For example, what on infrastructure, whatever will come in infrastructure category. So the British rule affected the structure, composition, and volume of India's foreign trade. Some think our British rule destroyed the structure, something that are what structure, composition. Okay, India became an exporter of the following products. This was major raw materials. And this material, India became an exporter of England country, Britain country. Raw milk, cotton, wool. This was major for Britain. Britain had monopoly. Monopoly means what? Means here there was no competition between competition with Britain country. Britain country was only one who had rule on India. So here Britain had monopoly and over India's export and imports. Whatever Britain wanted to export to import from India, he done. Okay. Demographic condition. Demographic condition, something can be found out. Various details about the population of British India were first collected through a census in 1881. This was a time, on this time, census was conducted by British. So this was first time census for India. Okay. It revealed that India's population was suffering from unevenness in growth. Means people of India was looking what in their country there is not going on, there is not happening, there is not developing in their country with fear. So who realized? India's population realized. Okay. The census was conducted every 10 years. After 1881, this census was conducted every 10 years. Okay. And today, in present time, census is conducted every 10 years. Apart from this, we saw about demographic condition, which means what? Through data, through census, here the census was conducted. Okay, in demographic condition. Then infrastructure. What are infrastructure in our country? What was infrastructure in our Indian country? Okay. So impact of British was what in India country in the regarding of infrastructure. There was a development in infrastructure. Okay, in our country there was a development infrastructure like railways, roadways, waterways, posts and telegraph. This was of Britain country. This was measure that is known as infrastructure, and this is of Britain country. But these are not made for people of India country. Okay. Today in our country these are infrastructure in our country. That are infrastructure. This was not done for the people of India, rather to serve British interest. Here British wanted to import from India country, so this was helping to export to import from our country to British country. So this infrastructure was helping. Okay. Railways were introduced in 1850s, and census was conducted 1881. It doesn't matter, but here railways, this was the first time when railways were introduced in this time. Long distances could be covered easily. Now long distances could be covered easily. Today people are traveling from railways. Okay. So this infrastructure are getting easy
to public, okay, through this infrastructure, something can be done by people of India in present time. It added to the commercialization of India agriculture. Through this help, through help of infrastructure, today we can what access to business in any field. Our government can connect business to another business to can connect a business with another business, okay, means through this infrastructure a lot of work can be done, okay, a lot of work. And today there are being worked by this infrastructure, okay. So this was features when British left India country. But other side British rule destroyed our raw materials, our country in different way. Okay, that's all.